with me, and we ventured out. Our plans kind of got derailed a little bit. The beaches here are all closed to COVID, and then I was going to try to get my hair done, and that's closed, and our little coffee shop that we're going to is closed. So we found another great little place, and we got some coffee here, and we're going to see where the day takes us, but just want to check in. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. Talk soon. Okay, back to the hotel, and we just had an amazing lunch, and it prompted me to remember a suggestion that I got from a friend of mine, Amy, and I thought I could just jump back on here and tell you about that. So my lunch was so good. It was a vegetarian portobello mushroom sandwich, and it had sauteed portobello mushrooms, peppers, onions, spinach, tomatoes, and a tiny bit of goat cheese. And then it was served with this spicy red pepper sauce on the side with a little potato salad. It was so good, like so good. And it just reminded me that she thought that it might be a good idea to talk a little bit about the diet and the food that they have me eating and the plan that they've created for me to take home with me. And so I guess, an easier way to kind of do this would be to provide a resource where everyone who's interested could actually go to and look up suggestions. And so Amy, originally when I was first diagnosed, she sent me a book by Chris Wark, and he has a website called chrisbeatcancer.com. And basically his story is when he was 26, he was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. He was able to have a surgery, have the tumor removed, and then afterwards he was told, okay, well that was a success, but you need to do chemo, and then it'll probably buy you about 5 years, and that will be your life expectancy. And this is at age 26. So out of the pressure mainly of his family, friends, doctors, he was going to do it. He was going to do exactly what they said, and when it came to the day to go and start, he just couldn't do it. And so he decided to make what he calls a radical life change, and he just researched on his own. His mom had a ton of books. She was kind of a health nut to begin with, and then he went to the library. It was before there was much on the internet, and he just came up with a plan that made major changes to his diet, his exercise habits, to his spiritual and mental health. He worked on forgiveness and kind of all the things that I've been touching on so far. And 16 years later, he's cancer free. And so it's a really cool story, and he has tons and tons of resources out there. He has a Facebook page you can join, and I'm a member of it, and it's great because people just pose questions and throw them out there on Facebook, and it's so I've gotten so much out of it because we're all thinking alike. We're all trying to figure this out, especially people that do have cancer. It's just good to have a group where people are sharing the same experiences, and it's just been really helpful for me. So I encourage people to check out chrisbeatcancer.com. It's an incredible resource. The diet they created for me is very similar to what Chris Wark promotes, so I would start there, and as I learn more and more through this whole journey, I'm going to share it. I want to share everything. It's been the most difficult part of trying to create a new healthy lifestyle for me because there's so much conflicting information, and even amongst professionals. And so I've had, 2 functional medicine doctors tell me 2 totally different things, and then you read online different things, and it's just like, it's overwhelming. And so I want to figure this out. I'm so motivated to figure it out, and I'm getting there. And I feel like what I'm learning right now is going to be a great resource for a lot of people. And but I'm not quite there yet. So I meet with my nutritionist tomorrow, and I have questions for her. Things about salt intake and is coffee good or not. I've read horrible things about coffee, and then I've read that colon cancer patients that drank tons of coffee had a way longer life expectancy. So I don't know what's right, but I will on that note share that I found a delicious coffee substitute, and that's what I'm drinking right now. And with an exception to, if I go out to a coffee shop, they're not going to have this. But when I'm at home, I drink this stuff called mud water, and it's mud and then WTR. And I will share the resource of that along with Chris's website at the end of this video. But it's really, really good, and it's got chaga mushrooms, and don't worry, you can't taste them at all. But mushrooms have so many healing medicinal properties. But it has mushrooms, it's got cinnamon, Indian spices, curcumin. It's just got a ton of great stuff, and it tastes delicious. They send you a little frother, so you pour hot water into this mixture, and then you froth it and add some coconut milk. I had a tiny bit of sweetener, stevia, organic stevia, but I don't know if that's good for you, so I'm gonna ask my nutritionist that question tomorrow too. So still more to come on that, and if you have any questions, or also once I get into recipes and some of these pictures that I've been sharing, I'll share recipes for, because I'm going to be learning all that. So anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for following and for your support, prayers, and good thoughts and vibes. And I'm giving them all back. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the beginning of week 2 and day 8. Have a good night.
Come